Friends, today we have a very unique personality as our guests with a very rich background and a vast area of experience. To meet this person and to listen and to learn and to imbibe what he has gone through is such a great honor, and I could say it's one of our luck that we have such a wonderful personality with us. He has worked in various fields, whether it is theatre or literature or humanitarian work or many areas. We have this amazing personality. As everybody knows in the circle, as our dear Umesh. So we are presenting dear Umesh to all of us. So welcome to our program, and it's a real great pleasure and honor to have you. To start, I would like to ask, when did you realize that you have this quality or this talent or this thing inside you so that you could go into this line?
It was during my high school days, because I had a very rich friend circle who are interested in various fields of art. That pushed me to this area, literally, that pushed me to this area. And I was more interested in literature rather than in theatre.
Mm-hmm.
My theatre journey was an offshoot from literature. It deviated from the literature, and then I started theatre. I was so lucky that in the beginning stages of my theatre career, I came across with very richly experienced theatre gurus.
Okay.
One name which I can remember is Guru Raja.
Mm-hmm.
He was an English professor in Mysore VV.
Yeah.
At that time, Mysore VV was a great actor.
Yeah.
In the amateur theatre.
Yeah.
So I came in contact with such personalities in my early days of study.
Yeah.
That really pulled me and also pushed me into the area of theatre. That's how I came into theatre. And during that period, coincidentally, what happened was this: I was a part of a Kannada Sangha, I think Chetana Kannada Sangha, which was working for Kannada, in all fields of Kannada.
Okay.
So I was given the responsibility of doing work as far as the cultural aspects of Kannada. So I started working in that area. It gave me an opportunity to come in contact with other theatre personalities of that day, in those days.
Yeah.
But that also pushed me to theatre, deeper into theatre. That's how I came into theatre. My experience with such personalities led me to remain in this field. I thought that this was a very fertile land to try out my creative potentialities, and also I felt that this is an area where I can find meaning to whatever my life endeavors are, whatever my life goals are, how to understand life. That's the reason why I thought that this is one of the areas to which I need more focus, more attention to be given to that area. And I'm still doing that. I can say that I'm in this life.
It's an ongoing process.
Yeah. You cannot do it. This is one of the areas which gives you an idea to understand what's life. to understand the psyche,
Mm-hmm.
how an individual operates,
Mm.
to understand the difference between the light and the dark. That is a very, very crucial thing for you. I always believe that
Yes.
you should understand what is light. In contrast to that, you should understand what is the darkness. You cannot just say that I want only light, brightness of the light. No, it's not possible. Unless you understand the other side of it. Just like the day and night. The day and night. I felt somewhere that even now I feel that. Theatre is that. Theatre is that which teaches you what is light and what is darkness. And what is the relation between these two. There is a threshold which you need to cross.
Yes. And you need to cross at will.
At will, yes.
Because
That's very important.
and getting stuck in the threshold is also not such a good thing.
Yeah.
Staying on one side is
No,
nice.
it's not.
Yeah.
What fascinates, this fascination came later on.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm now trying to say.
Yeah.
After doing some work in theatre.
Yeah.
After, let's say, some kind of journey in theatre. Later on I came to understand that yes, there is something else in it.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have entered this area. Unknowingly I have entered this area.
Yeah.
But when I was traveling that, I came to know now there is something else in it. It is more philosophical, more metaphysical.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I started this as a social event,
Yes.
political event, socio-political event, whatever that could be. Even now it is so.
Yes. It's part of that.
But there is beyond that. What is that beyond that socio-political things? That is metaphysics,
Yes.
philosophical and metaphysical things.
Yes.
That I came to understand later on.
Now,
After a period of
can you
time.
say a little bit about that metaphysical part of the philosophical part of it, what you have gathered in this? Because it's such an amazing area to look at.
Yeah. You see, there is one thing which I believe, and most of the theories, the serious theories
Yeah.
about acting
Yeah.
speaks about. What is acting?
Mm-hmm.
Or what is theatre? And now using the Indian philosophical concept or word, but that's what actually it is,
Yes.
even though that is not used in theatre. Shankara's mind,
So, luckily.
a word of illusion. What is theatre? Theatre is Maya.
Mm-hmm.
Theatre is illusion. You create an illusion. Why do you create an illusion? Why do you become a witness to that illusion? Now, all those questions are next.
Yeah.
The first thing is you have to understand that this is an illusion. Theatre is an illusion. It is an illusion like the life is an illusion of Shankara's illusion.
Yes.
And it goes beyond your politics, it goes beyond your social life. Until unless you forget yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and unless you forget yourself, you cannot be a good actor. But it is not totally forgetting oneself.
That's the thin line.
That is the line.
Yeah.
That's the thing which is very, very important.
Yeah.
You cannot totally forget yourself. But you should have that potentiality. You should have that capability or that skill,
Yeah.
even that knowledge,
Yes.
that there is a point where you have to stop. You can go up to that stage.
Yeah.
Then you can understand this is mine.
It's so beautiful.
If you forget that, that's the end of it. It's that.
We won't lose ourselves.
Yeah, you lose ourselves. It's not losing oneself.
No.
It's losing oneself along with knowing oneself.
Exactly.
Now, this is what is the essence of acting also. An actor loses himself. He has to, if he has to act. But at the same time, he must know that he is donning the costume, the face, or somebody else, some other personality.
Yes. Yes.
Getting into others' shoes.
Yeah.
Putting on other shoes.
Becoming somebody else.
Yeah, becoming somebody else. You can become somebody else only when you know who are you.
Exactly.
And this is the
Wonderful. Yeah.
very important thing.
Yes.
Who is the best actor? The best actor is one who knows himself. If he doesn't know himself, he cannot act. You can imitate somebody.
That's very different. It's not acting.
It's not real acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to live in that. Imitating is not living.
Yes.
It's
So-
a part. That's all.
In this process, like for example, I become an actor, so I know myself. When I am playing some other role, the me, I have to put it aside.
Sure.
And thus, one which is side is also watching the one who is becoming now. I become somebody else, and then this me is in total control or understanding, or anytime we need, he has to step in and take over and say enough. So I cannot lose control of this one.
Sure. You cannot lose control. Yes.
Yeah.
You're losing one's control means you are losing your life. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's not simple, but
Yeah, for
understanding the
yes,
thing.
yes, theory.
Because what is if you just lose yourself, then where's life? Lost. No, it's totally lost. You cannot do that. Or here itself, in the actual life itself, also it is true.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a son, you can be a father, up to a margin. After crossing or reaching that margin, you can cross that. If you cross that, then there is a danger.
Yeah.
We know that. And I am son to my father. To the point that my identity is changing. If my identity is going to be lost totally,
Yes, you cannot be the
I
son.
cannot be the son of my father. Or my father cannot be father to me. He cannot be father to me. That's the finest point. I believe that is very important.
It is.
So, let me go back to Shankara's life. I think you know in Shankara, he goes back to his place when his mother died.
Yeah.
He has to perform the
Last rituals.
lost rituals.
Yeah.
But in Indian sannyasi, they cannot do it.
Yes.
But he does it.
Yes.
He says, she's my mother. This is the point actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to leave everything. Yes, you leave everything. But still there is a point where you have to come back, accept it, and then go back.
Go back. Yeah.
You cannot cross over this side totally once again.
Yes.
That's the very important thing. That is what is theatre.
Mm-hmm.
An actor knows that when he is portraying a role, and then actually he comes out of that role.
Mm-hmm.
And this is very important.
Yeah.
That is the reason why theatre and life are so close to each other. It's very close to each other. An actor who takes the profession of acting gets into so many roles. He plays so many roles.
Yeah.
I'm playing many roles in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. But we don't call it an acting.
You don't call it acting, but what actually is acting.
Yeah.
Philosophically, you are acting because you are pursuing, if you are pursuing some goal, it doesn't want you to be a son, or it doesn't want you to be a father, it doesn't want you to be that and this, except that you pursue that goal. That goal may be towards God, whatever may be, any goal, ultimate goal which you have set yourself. But you have to know the robes of so many captains. Yes. That's what is life. Yeah. But many of us do not understand this. We do not understand it. That doesn't mean I have understood it. Like that. The way how the things are happening now. And that's where the theatre plays a role. That's where Shakespeare plays a role. That's where Kalidasa plays a role.
So, when it comes to acting, I don't know anything about acting, and as you said, we are all acting in our own life, but not with a label.
Yeah, not with a label.
Without a label. But when it comes to the label acting, or as it, like professional acting, or an amateur actor, or anything, this is how I feel. I want you to help me to understand deeply into this. I can act only the roles that I already know. For example, I have to play the role of a king, or a monster, or a teacher, or somebody. I have already an image within me. So I'm going to become that image or portray that image. In this process, is there any acting that I can act without I already have an idea? Is it possible for an actor to do that, or always it has to be a reference?
It has to be a reference. There has to be a reference. Let me quote you. I don't remember the actual author's name. It's written by a Russian short story writer. Once the story runs like this, a small story. Most probably, no, it doesn't come to my mind. It is the author. But the story is this. There is a challenge. A challenge is taken by an institute, the money lender. The money lender says that if you stay alone in a room for 15 years,
Okay.
I'll give you like thousands of dollars and things like that. They say, okay, yes. But it says the conditions are so conditions that you will not be allowed to talk with anybody. You are not supposed to be going outside anyway. You are going to be locked in a room.
Yeah.
There is only one window through which the food is going to be supplied. And something like those conditions.
Yes.
So in the beginning, what that prisoner
Yeah.
is doing, he says that I want to play music. And that condition will be there. Yeah, we will give you that. The music instrument is going to him. He starts playing the music and something like that. That's all. It runs for 1 year or 2 years. Then it stops. Then he says, I want books.
Yeah.
All right, we will give the books. Whatever book you ask, so then they start talking the books. It runs and runs and runs. He doesn't ask anything else.
Yeah.
He always goes on asking for more and more books, right from Bible and that and this. The 15th year. The last day.
Yeah.
Now this lender, it's a huge amount. His life's already over. If he gives that money, he can't survive. Okay. So he thinks, what should I do? And he thinks, I will kill him. I will kill him. and he comes in the night. Right now he comes along, he comes and opens the door. And this man was sitting in the reclining position. He goes there and he doesn't see that prisoner is just sleeping. And there is a letter. He takes this vendor, he takes a letter and reads it. In that he writes a series of his experiences and so many things. I don't remember everything. The gist is that I have understood what's life because of these words. I don't need him. I do not need him. I don't need his money also. He shocks the vendor.
Yeah.
He wanted to kill him
Yes.
and save his money. But now this man, he doesn't want to go out himself.
Yeah.
At that time he writes, why I don't want to go outside? I have read so many books. They have given me the life. This is the point which I wanted to say.
Yeah.
It has given me the life. This has given me an idea. Who is the bad person? Who is bad? Who is a good man? Who is not a good man? Who is a lawyer? Who is a politician? Everything.
Yes.
Who is an actor? Theatre is that. If you become an actor, it gives you everything. Everything in the sense, the life of so many people.
Yeah.
Who is a politician? You understand the life of a politician, the mind of a politician.
Yeah.
If you're playing the role of Othello, a king,
Yes.
you understand that. If you are in the role of a Rama,
Yeah.
you understand Rama. Whether you become Rama or not, that's next stage.
Yes.
You
That's
know,
the practical part.
Yeah, that's a practical part. But you understand the mind of Rama. But do you mean by Ekapatni with this? You understand that. That is very, very important. So, in our life, we know all those things.
Yes.
Many great actors, they have umpteen number of wives.
Yeah.
But Ekapatni with us.
Yeah.
How is it possible to become that? But that is truth is there.
Yeah.
That is in the life.
So,
That's what.
in that sense, acting is like I have to be very keen in my perceptions.
Sure.
Because if I want to play the role of Rama or Othello or anybody for that matter, I need to look deep into their life in whatever form which is available. I have to kind of perceive them in a way that the perception itself starts creating my imprints and so that I can express that better. Now, how can somebody develop that perception?
Well, there are many ways are there, and there are many other qualities which has to be learned.
Yes.
I'm telling one or two.
Yeah.
The one thing is forgetting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Forgetting yourself in the sense of saying that you have to forget your personality.
Okay. Yeah.
You have to forget your personality in order to get into the shoes of another personality, to become another person.
Yes.
It is so because unless you forget yourself, you cannot be an Othello.
Yeah, definitely.
You cannot be. You cannot be a Ravana.
Yeah.
Unless you forget yourself.
Hmm.
It's not possible. So, getting out of your self, it is the most challenging task.
Yeah, I can imagine that part.
Yeah, this is the most challenging aspect. Is that otherwise, it becomes only imitating a person. You imitate something like there's some people which speaks without knowing the meaning.
Meaning of the word. Yeah.
doesn't know the meaning of it. When he doesn't know the meaning of the word, sound, automatically he doesn't know what effect it has on the listener.
Yeah.
An actor should know what is the effect of his listening.
Audience.
Yes, that's the point of audience. But that is very important. If that has to be achieved, then he should know to forget himself. What does it place on his personality?
Yeah.
Many of the actors can do it.
Yes.
Some of them can do it, of course. They may not be able to explain it as I'm trying to explain it.
Yes.
Because I can theorize it, that's all. Everybody cannot theorize it. Practically they're very good,
Yeah.
but they are not theoreticians.
Yes.
I'm not a practical man, I'm a theoretician.
Yeah.
I can theorize it. This is the difference, that's all. But actually this is what happens. So when he gets onto the stage, when he takes up a role, he forgets himself. This is very important. Even it's just like this, even if you are doing a puja, let's say. Unless you forget yourself, how can you do a puja? Now, I would say it's as simple as that.
Yeah. And important.
Important. It looks simple, but it's not simple. You know that. That's a different thing. But when you want to do a puja, what do you do? You have to concentrate on your God, whatever may be that which you have to want to do that. Whatever it is. And then start slowly, forgetting yourself and gradually forgetting the idol which you are. That is becoming one.
Yes.
It's not forgetting, it's becoming one.
Yes.
Becoming one with your God. That's what is actually the Indian philosophy speaks about.
Yeah. So that the separation
Yeah,
doesn't
crossing
exist.
the thresholds.
Yes.
You cross it.
Yeah.
Cross it.
The I and thou becomes.
Yeah, I am
one.
God. That's where the Indian philosophy goes back. Whatever the schools, Aham Brahma, Asmi,
Yes.
Aham Brahma, Asmi, whatever the relations. That's what is theatre.
So, in theatre, in theoretically speaking, or maybe it is also real, you attain to God.
Yeah. You attain to God, that's true.
Oh my God.
Especially in Indian tradition.
Yeah.
Even now it is there. Some of the our performance, some of our performances, if you are acting that group, you have to follow certain rituals for a long period before doing the performance.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It is that. In our traditional
Yes,
theatre,
like Yakshagana,
all those things.
all those things. Go through the rituals, it is you're not allowed to.
You are not allowed to do it.
Yeah, even I have heard, like nowadays I don't know they're much there, but in my childhood I have seen plays like Vikramaditya and Shani Mahatme,
All those things.
Harishchandra, all these things. The actors who actually feel that they are those roles, and then it will take time for them to come out of it after the play is finished.
That's the most difficult part is that.
Yeah.
Some of the actors, I'm not saying everyone,
Yeah.
some of the actors, good actors,
Mhm.
as you were saying, coming out of the role.
Yeah.
Getting into the role is difficult. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Coming out of the role is much more difficult.
Yeah.
It's much more difficult than getting into the role. That's where the social problems sets in. Sometimes we say that the actors, they succumb to, they have some kind of habits.
Yes.
Bad habits
Yes.
like drinking.
Yes.
Not only the actors, even the musicians sometimes. Now, why do they do it? One of the reasons,
Yeah.
they cannot come out. Since they cannot come out, they want a road wherein they can forget it and then come back to the normal life.
Yes, yes.
How can they forget things? This is the way.
Mm-hmm.
This is a bad way, that's different. I'm not saying that this is good. No. I'm only trying to make an analysis of
Yes,
why
yes.
they resort to such things. Because they were involved, they have become somebody else. They know they have to go back.
They can't be in that role.
Yeah.
They don't know how to come back. Kind of they are trapped.
Track. So to come out of the trap, to forget themselves, this is one of the easier ways. So then they become normal.
Yeah.
But there are pitfalls in it. We know what are the pitfalls.
When you direct a play, when you stand there as a director, you have to know all the roles of the whole play. Now, when you know all these things, when you are watching your actors doing these roles, so you have partly you are those roles too. How do you keep yourself as a director when you are watching so many roles? They are all in you. So where is the director staying? Like how do you manage so many things at the same time?
You know, this is a very tricky situation and question. I would like to take up the Indian concept of Guru
Mm-hmm.
and Shishya.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back and give you a straight example of. This is a silly question, what I'm asking is a silly question, I know it. But to make an analysis, I think that would be a good question to me.
Mm-hmm.
Who is great? Great in the sense, philosophically, or
Yeah,
these
yeah.
things. Okay. Is it Ramakrishna Paramahamsa or Vivekananda? You know that Vivekananda has spoken very deeply about the Guru. He doesn't speak too much.
Mm-hmm.
To make this in volume.
Yeah.
Volume. We talk about our Guru volume. Volumes of Vivekananda doesn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But in his heart, Guru lives. Guru lives there. This is so because he knows that Guru is the one who gives everything.
Mm-hmm.
But Guru is the one who says that you cannot stop here. You have to go beyond me.
Okay.
You have to go beyond me.
Yes. Yes.
And he is the real Guru.
Mm-hmm.
Real Guru is one who says that my Shishya should go beyond me. He cannot just follow me and stop here and that. No, that's not the Indian way.
Yeah.
In Indian philosophy, Guru always pushes the Shishya to go beyond.
Yes.
That's where Ramakrishna becomes great. That's where Vivekananda also becomes great.
Yes.
They know each other to such an extent that this is the way how it operates. And when it reaches its climax, there is no Guru, there is no Shishya, it's only one.
Mm-hmm. So the same thing applies for a director.
Director and the actor.
Yeah.
Director doesn't act. Generally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or he will not be a good actor. But
Yeah.
he knows how to make his Shishya to act. To act effectively. Ramakrishna, he's not a good organizer, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not a good organizer, but he knows that Vivekananda can be a good organizer. And once he imbibes these qualities, he's very clear.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens. That's what happens in his life.
Yes.
Vivekananda's life.
Yeah.
If you look at even in theatre, not only in theatre, in any other area, let's look at Tendulkar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cricket, Tendulkar is an icon, greatest
Yes.
batsman. But he still remembers his guru who taught him how to play. But he is not a great man, great cricketer,
Not a
great batsman in that sense.
Yes.
But without him, without his teaching,
No Tendulkar.
not Tendulkar, where is Tendulkar? But to world, it is a Tendulkar.
Yes. But the one who is operating, he is the guru who.
Yeah, this is precisely what happens in theatre.
Yeah.
Nobody looks at director.
Yeah.
Everybody will be clapping to the actor, the actor, the actor.
Yeah.
Because he's the one who knew. He will be seen.
Yeah.
He will be applauded. Not the man who is behind you.
Mm-hmm.
The man who is behind you is the director.
So that brings me to two questions. One, all the accolades, all the fame, everything the actor receives, the director many times, most of the time, doesn't get any of it, or maybe a little bit of it. The actor knows all of it is not, whatever I have received is not because of me, because of the backbone. But for them, they don't acknowledge it, or they don't recognize it, or they refuse to do it in the public or openly. But as a director, when that doesn't come to the director, because of course we can say it in the role of Ramakrishna, but Ramakrishna is in a class apart. For somebody as normal humans like you, when you don't get that fame or the limelight, what happens inside? How do you manage that part?
That's it's very important. I always feel that's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at the examples from different fields, one or two fields, which is more mundane, which is more realistic,
Yeah.
which is more down to the earth. Let's take up the present day situation like India.
Yeah.
If you they are very great actors.
Mm-hmm.
They are great actors.
Yes. No doubt. Yeah.
But who created them? Apart from the audience. No, I'm not talking about that. Because there is a very important factor.
Yes.
That part of it. Actually, the one who worked behind it is the actor.
Yes.
Whether it is put in a control or somebody.
Yeah.
If you remember them, as those great actors, because the one who comes to the limelight is the actor, it's not the director.
Yes.
This is true in many fields. In many fields, it is true. I think that is true in total life itself.
Yes.
In many of us, there are few of us, except many of us, we don't remember our teacher who taught me the first letters.
Yeah.
Whether reading or writing.
Yes.
I don't know who taught me writing. Who taught me reading? I don't remember now. But I remember the teacher who guided my PhD thesis.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
You know? The man who is really behind it is that man who taught me the first letter.
Yeah.
First writing, first reading. I think he is the real teacher. He is the real teacher. To me,
Yes.
he's the real teacher.
He gave me the beginning.
Yeah, it's a very important thing.
Yeah.
He's like mother.
Yes.
Mother. He's mother, that's all.
The same thing truly to the mother also. The mother doesn't receive any of those. She is confined into a small role or the role, and the one.
No, that is the thing. Even in direction, theatre, this is the thing actually what happens.
Mhm.
The first, the few beginning days, maybe,
Yeah.
few days. What the director will do? Director will
Or something. I don't know if I should say this or not. That brings me to the second question. As we were talking about actor getting into the role or coming out of the role, this will not be much of a trouble area for the director. For director, it's a clear-cut area where this starts and this ends, and no getting into the role or getting, because there are so many roles there at the same time doing. It's not going to trouble them so much as the actor is troubled. Is that true?
partially it's true.
Mhm.
I'm saying partially it is true because there are many other factors which operate
Yeah.
in the relation between an actor and the many times what happens is whether it's the lack of capacity on the part of the actor or a lack of proper selection procedures and all that. If there is a mismatch between the actor and the director, then there is a problem.
Yes.
Director will cast an actor in a role. He starts doing this. Now the problem is if there is a misunderstanding between an actor and the director, as far as the capacity is concerned, then the rehearsal will not be smooth. It will not be smooth. When a director starts demanding,
Yeah.
and the actor starts feeling that he is being
Attacked by
attacked or something.
the director is too aggressive.
Aggressive or something like that. Then there is a misunderstanding. Natural misunderstanding. There is no coordination between them.
Yes.
Then there is a reflection. You can put on the show, that's a different thing. But there is no realization of either the capacity of the director nor the capacity of the actor. Because there is no matching. There is no common understanding between the two.
Yes.
So it's very important that the director and the actor should know each other. There should be a proper length, proper wavelength
Wavelength, yeah.
between the two.
Yes.
Just to go back to Ramakrishna and Vivekananda. You know how they met in the first place.
Yes.
There is a wavelength.
Yes.
They understood both of them.
Yes.
Understood so immediately.
Yeah.
They knew that this is the case.
Because they're made for each other.
That's made for each other.
Yeah.
And a teacher, if he's a good teacher, or sensible teacher, sensitive teacher, this is what he does. This is the capacity which he should have. As a teacher training, I know that. A teacher is a successful teacher only when he knows who is his student. If it's not possible for him to understand his student, not everyone.
Yeah.
In a class there may be 40 students, but not all the 40 students are his students. There may be one or two.
Yeah.
And if he's a good teacher, he knows who are. If he fails in that, then he's not a good teacher.
That's why many teachers say that I'm so lucky to have the student.
Yeah. And also look at the Indian system.
Yeah.
Education system. It is still there in some of the areas
Yes.
of education, not in the general education. A teacher will not take up every one of his student. He chooses. What do you mean by that? when he's choosing, it's not a question of money. It's not a question of money. That is also there, of course, I don't deny it.
Yes, but
But that's not the major thing. He looks at the wavelength. He looks whether his mind and his student's mind are the one who wants to become a student. They have a very common wavelength.
Yeah.
Is it possible to develop an understanding between us? He perceives, I don't know how it happens,
yeah,
but immediately you know.
yes,
You know that, yes, I can give him more. I accept that he learned this person.
yeah.
You feel it.
It feels like the teacher should sees the student as, like, let's say for an example, as a container and the content. Whatever I have as a content, will he hold it?
Yes, that's important.
Yeah.
You know, when you start feeling that he can hold more, you start growing.
Yeah.
Teacher grows only when student grows.
Wow, yes.
You know, it's not that he was
No.
also.
Yeah.
You know, this is very important. The teacher grows only when the student starts growing, demanding. If student doesn't grow or doesn't demand, you don't grow.
Teacher gets stuck.
Yeah, you can start.
He gets into the comfort zone. That teacher cannot be considered as a teacher.
No, yes, that's also true. He
Yeah.
cannot be considered as a teacher.
Once he is stuck, he's finished with the role.
That's why I always feel by using the Indian term
Yeah.
rather than the English terms.
Yeah.
He cannot be a guru.
Exactly. Yeah.
He can be a teacher, but not a guru.
Yes. The teacher needs to become a master.
This is the
Yeah.
every one of us can become a teacher, but not gurus. I'm saying using these two words from the
Yeah,
Indian
understand.
context.
Because it's very important to have the separation between the guru and the teacher.
Yes,
Because nowadays it has become like everybody wants to become a guru or appear to be a guru.
appear to be a guru.
Yeah.
But it's not, you cannot. You cannot.
Yeah.
You know, you always remember whenever I talk these things, I do remember Alamokyalu's one vachana.
Mhm.
It's a fantastic vachana. I am putting only a part of it. He says that Shishya Tanada, Guru Tanada.
Mm.
At the end, he says Guheshwar Tanada.
Yeah.
Is the ultimate this one, Advaita.
Yeah.
Advaita, it is Advaita. Guru Tanada. He is the Guru, teacher, master.
Yes.
Not only is a master, he is also the student, ultimate student.
He is the student.
Unless he becomes the ultimate student, he cannot become a teacher. When he becomes an ultimate student, an ultimate teacher, then he becomes God himself.
The Gureshwara.
Goheshwara. God, this is Goheshwara himself, or Advaita state. You know, this is very important. As far as the relationship between the teachers and the students are concerned. Because it's not the growth of student which matters, it is also the growth of teacher which matters. Both of them goes together. You can't separate them like that.
Yeah.
In theatre also, that is very, very important. The teacher, he should know what's acting.
Definitely.
He may not be a great actor, but without knowing what is acting, he cannot expect something from the actor.
Yeah.
To act.
So that means he has to be the student.
Yes.
So he has to be the teacher so that one day he can become the Gureshwara.
And you extend it to the theatre, you know. Who is the first actor in the spectator for film performance? It is the director.
Director. Yeah.
You should become the first spectator. Sit there and see what your actors are doing.
So
You start reacting to him, thereby molding him, so that when other actors and spectators come and say, what is it?
yeah.
You are part of it.
So that's the wonderful part. Like you are behind the screen, you are on the stage, but you are also
Outsiders.
on the chairs or the audience.
Yeah.
So you are in a three-dimensional operation here. So you guide everything behind the stage.
You're the first spectator. For an actor, you are the first spectator.
Definitely. As a director, the director has to know how the audience receives that. What will be their situation when they sit in the performance.
That's where these things meet.
Yeah.
That's where an actor and a spectator becomes one.
Yes.
The director and the spectator becomes one.
Yeah. Director becomes one with the actor and the audience also. Wow.
And the audience also. That's why I told you about Guru and others.
Yes. Then go ahead. So, for time reasons, we have to come to the end, but it is such an amazing thing, and I'm so thankful to you for
Thank you.
giving us this opportunity. No, I mean it from my heart. It was beautiful.